Welcome back everyone to SST class. We'll continue with the lesson. Which dates? In this paragraph, we have already started this paragraph in a previous class today, and we had understood clearly that which dates are important for us to learn, to know about which dates is more important for us. That means we should first of all know what is our focus of study. If we want to study about a particular event, then only that the date of that particular event, time period of that particular event, the things happened in the past is important to us. But if our focus of study changes to new issues, new setup, like a new taste, what we want to study about the people, about the market, about the administration, then naturally the set of dates will be different from whatever dates we have to study, we have studied earlier. Clear? Now consider an example in the history. Uh, in the histories written by British historians in India, the rule of each governor general was important. Now, in Indian history, when the Britishers wrote Indian history, they wrote mostly about the governor generals. They had written the things mostly about the governor generals because at that time the governor generals were here. They were here ruling in the Indian subcontinent on behalf of East India Company. Now, what is the word Governor General means? First, I should make it clear. What does the word Governor General means? What does the word Governor General means? Anybody knows this word term, Governor General? Okay, let me make it clear. Yes. So, Governor General, it is a title of office holder. Who is the Governor General? It is a title given to the office holder who is appointed to represent monarch of a sovereign state. That means monarch कहाँ का? ब्रिटिश का. ब्रिटिश की जो क्वीन थी वहाँ के को रिप्रेजेंट करते हुए हमारी इंडिया में जो रूल कर रहे थे, हमारी इंडिया में जो रूल कर रही थी ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी के बिहाफ पे, उनको क्या टाइटल दिया गया था? गवर्नर जनरल. दे यूज द टर्म गवर्नर जनरल फॉर देमसेल्व्स टू डिनोट that they were the office holder here in India and they were ruling here on behalf of the queen. Clear? I hope it is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So this word Governor General is clear. So when the Britishers wrote the history, they wrote about only the Governor Generals who used to rule over here in India. These histories began with the rule of first Governor General Warren Hastings. So first Governor General was Warren Hastings. So the rule of Governor Generals in India started with the first Governor General Warren Hastings. You can underline this, and ended with last Viceroy Lord Mountbatten. Last Viceroy was Lord Mountbatten in India. So first Governor General Warren Hastings, last Viceroy Lord Mountbatten. You should know this, underline this. And Viceroy. Now, what does the word Viceroy means? As now it is made clear that who is the Governor General. It is the title given to the office holder, है ना? Who is appointed to by the to represent the monarch. अब वाइसराय क्या है? वाइसराय इज अ रूलर एक्सरसाइजिंग अथॉरिटी इन अ कॉलोनी. मींस वाइसराय एक अथॉरिटी है जो कि रूल कर रहा है, अथॉरिटी रूल कर रहा है कॉलोनी पे. हमारी इंडिया जब ब्रिटिशर्स आए थे, it was divided into different colonies so that Britishers can administer India more in the proper way. And that is why the viceroys were appointed. They were rulers exercising authority in the colonies, and it was also on the behalf of the sovereign. On the behalf of the sovereign means uh, दूसरी states के behalf पे यहाँ पर rule कर रहे थे, यहाँ पर अपनी authority exercise कर रहे थे. So both the terms are used as the titles given uh, to the people who were ruling here in India in one or the other form, and they were representing the queen, the Britishers here. Clear? Now, in separate chapters, we read about the deeds of Hastings, Wellesley, Bentinck, Dalhousie, Canning, Lawrence, Lytton, Ripon, Curzon, Harding, Irwin. All so many names are there, and these names are all of viceroys and governor generals who used to who used to rule here to represent the British East India Company. Clear? It was the seemingly never-ending succession of governor generals and viceroy. Never-ending succession means ये एक तरीके से एक गवर्नर जनरल जाते थे, उसकी जगह पे दूसरा गवर्नर जनरल यहाँ पर आते थे, एक वाइसरॉय जाता था, दूसरा वाइसरॉय आता था. तो दैट शोज दैट it was the never ending succession. It was never ending succession means एक के बाद दूसरा गद्दी खाली नहीं रहती थी या एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन की, एक के बाद दूसरा गवर्नर जनरल या वाइसराय यहाँ पर एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन करने के लिए, यहाँ का गवर्नमेंट ऑफिस होल्ड करने के लिए एक के बाद एक दूसरा बैठता था यहाँ पर to represent the queen. Clear? All the dates in these history books were linked to these personalities, to their activities, policies, achievements. और जितने भी डेट्स हिस्ट्री में ब्रिटिश इंडिया के वक्त जब ब्रिटिश रूल आया, तो ये सब लिंक्ड किससे हो गई? इन द रूल ऑफ गवर्नर जनरल्स एंड वाइसराय से. What activities they were doing, what policies they have framed, what all achievements they have done here in India. So the history revolved all around the activities, policies, and achievements of these governor generals and viceroys only. And that is why the Britishers had wrote the Indian history, which revolved all around the governor generals and viceroys only. उनको और कुछ नहीं दिखता था, सिर्फ गवर्नर जनरल और वाइसराइज का रूल दिखता था भारतवर्ष पे, और इसीलिए ब्रिटिश हिस्ट्री सिर्फ इन्हीं के बारे में लिखी गई है. It was as if there was nothing outside their lives that was important for us to know, and it shows that there was nothing outside the rule of governor generals and viceroys, and it was only the rule of governor general and viceroys are only important in the lives of Indian people. So the chronology of their lives mark the different chapters of history of British India. So the chronology means the time period of the lives of these governor generals, the time period, the ruling period of these governor generals and viceroys mark the different chapters of the history of British India. कब वो एक के बाद एक यहाँ पर आए भारत में और उन्होंने क्या पॉलिसीज, क्या एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन सेटअप करा, वो सिर्फ हिस्ट्री इन्हीं को शो करती है डेट वाइज. आई होप clear it is clear. Now, can we not write about the history of this period in the different way? Now the question arises: Is the history was the history all about these governor generals, working of these governor generals and viceroys only? और कुछ नहीं था यहाँ पर क्या? जब उनका रूल ब्रिटिशर्स का जो रूल आया, तो nothing else was there to write down about by the historians. How do we focus on the activities of different groups and classes in Indian society within the format of history of governor generals? Now, if only these uh, activities of these governor generals, the administration of these, the policies of these governor generals are only taken into consideration, are only written by the historians, then how the different groups of people, the question arises, then how the different groups of the people of the Indian society, how the Indian people which were living here in India, who were the inhabitants of India, how we can focus our attention towards them. कैसे हम उनके बारे में पता लगा सकते हैं फिर. Now, when we write history or a story, we divide it into chapters. Now, the thing happens that जब we write history or any story, we divide the history or the story, particular story, into different chapters. Now, why do we do this? Why we divide history or a particular story in different chapters? So that each chapter some coherence, so as to give each chapter some coherence means कुछ ना कुछ उसको लिंक करने के लिए, हम हिस्ट्री को या कोई स्टोरी को रिलेट करने के लिए, एक दूसरे से रिलेट करने के लिए, एक दूसरे से लिंक करने के लिए हम उनको डिवाइड कर देते हैं विद डिफरेंट चैप्टर्स, so that it will be easy for us to understand the knowledge about the history or about that particular story. That is why we try to divide the history or the story in the definite chapters to give some link, or to resemble the particular things which are happening in the past, to give to relate them in the present. So it is to tell a story in a way that makes some sense and can be followed. और हम उसको इसलिए चैप्टर्स में डिवाइड करते हैं, सो दैट पास्ट में क्या हुआ था वो हम रिलेट कर सके, उसको हम फॉलो अप कर सके आगे प्रेजेंट तक. And that is why it will be easy for us if we divide them into different chapters. Chapters में divide करेंगे तभी हम अच्छे से जान पाएंगे. Then only those events now in the histories that revolve around the life of the British governor, these battles, wait a second. Yes, in the histories that revolve around the life of the British Governor Generals, the activities of Indians simply do not fit. When the Britishers wrote the history of British India, they thought that the history about Indians, the activities of the Indians are not so much important, and they have no space. The Indian people had no space in the British history. So, what then do we do? Clearly, we need another format for our history, and definitely we need another format in which we should know about our Indians, about our Indian people also, about which were under the supremacy of Britishers at that time. This would mean that the old dates will no longer have the significance. That means that जो पुरानी dates हैं उनका कुछ importance नहीं रहेगा, and the new set of dates will become more important for us to know. और जब हम Indians के बारे में भी लिखेंगे, बारे में भी पढ़ेंगे, तो new set of dates will appear in front of us. Now you can check the figure 3. Warren Hastings becomes the first Governor General of India in 1773. You can underline this, who became the first Governor General in 1773. Underline this. Warren Hastings became the first Governor General of India in 1773. Very short questions can be asked on these. While history books narrated the deeds of Governor General, biographies glorified them as persons and paintings projected them as powerful figures. That means the history books, they had given the deeds. Deeds means the activities which they had performed, the activities of these governor generals, and even their paintings, which are made of these Warren Hastings, these governor generals, they projected them as a powerful figures. बहुत ही powerful figures बताया जाता है paintings में इनको, और glorify किया जा रहा है इनको पेंटिंग्स में. इनके बारे में मतलब बहुत अच्छा अच्छा ही दिखाया जाता है histories में. Now, next, how do we periodize? In 1817, James Mill, a Scottish economist and political philosopher. Now, you can underline this. Who was James Mill? James Mill was a Scottish economics, political philosopher, published a massive 3-volume work. उन्होंने क्या किया है? Scottish means he belonged to Scotland. He was an economist and a political philosopher, and he published a massive 3-volume work. Massive 3-volume work means एक बहुत बड़ा उन्होंने publication किया जो कि 3 volumes में divide किया गया है. And the name of his publication is The History of British India. What is the name of the publication? उनकी book का नाम है History of British India, which is divided into 3-volume work. In this, he has divided Indian history into 3 periods. Now, In this 3-volume work, James Mill had divided history into how many periods? Into how many periods? Yes, students. James Mill. Who was first? Tell me who was the James Mill? Who was James Mill?
Scottish economics and political
Good. James Mill was a Scottish.
philosopher.
Good. Scottish means belong to Scotland. Economics, political philosopher, and he published what? He published what? Massive. Massive means बहुत बड़ा. Three volume work. Name of the work?
Massive 3-volume work.
Name?
History of British India.
A History of British India. A History of British India. Okay. Now he had divided the history into how many periods in this book?
3 periods.
3 periods. And these 3 periods are Hindu, Muslim, and British. Hindu, Muslim, and British. That shows that he has divided British Indian history. Sorry, he has divided Indian history into Hindu, British, and Muslims. That shows that on the religious basis, on the religious basis, he has divided our Indian history. He has divided according to the religions. This periodization came to be widely accepted as you think of any problem with this way of looking at Indian history. Now, this periodization came to be widely accepted. ये जो periodization किया गया है, first Hinduism, second Muslim period, and third British period. ये जो 3 parts में ये divide करा है Indian history को जेम्स मिल ने, ये widely accepted, ये बहुत लोगों ने accept भी किया कि हाँ यही division of our Indian history is accurate. That is, first part of Indian history is Hindu. That is the rule of Hindu people were there, rulers were there. Second part of Indian history is Muslim. That shows that Muslim rulers were there. And the third part of Indian history is British. That is the rule of British period is there. And that shows that James Mill has showed that our Indian history was divided on the basis of on religion purpose, and that was accepted by most of the people. But problem was there in this also, because we can't say that only Hindus were there, only Muslims were there, and we can't divide our Indian history on the basis of the religion of the rulers. हम किसी रूलर के रिलीजन पे ही हमारी हिस्ट्री को डिवाइड नहीं कर सकते. This periodization given by James Mill was not accurate, though it was accepted, widely accepted. Why do we try to divide history into different periods? Then why we try to divide our history into different periods? We do so in an attempt to capture the characteristics of a time, its central features as they appear to us. Now we divide our history into different periods so that we can know about each period's main characteristics, main features, central features कि उस समय उस particular time period में Indian history में क्या हुआ था actually. Now, so the terms through which we periodize, that is demarcate the difference between the periods, become important, and that is why the terms which we use, as James Mill has already used the terms Hindu, Muslim, and British. So this difference between the periods become important to know about the characteristics, about the features of the Indian society at that time. They reflect our ideas about the past, and they reflect these division reflect the ideas about the past के past में क्या चीज हुई थी और कैसे हुई थी. They show how we see the significance of the change from one period to the next, and we also come to know about the important significance means the importance of the changes which appeared from one period to next. That means the from Hindu period to Muslim period, then Muslim period to British period, what all changes were there. It is very much important to know about these different changes. Then only we will come to know about different things, different happening about our past. Now, Mill thought that all Asian societies were at the lower level of civilization. Mill also thought that all the Asian societies means all the societies which came under Asia, they were at the lower level of civilization of Europe. That means यूरोप से बहुत ही civilization उनका down था. Europe was considered, according to Mill, European civilization was considered the best civilization, and the Indian civilization was considered at very much lower level. According to his telling of history, before the British came to India, Hindu and Muslim despots ruled the country. Now, why Mill thought that the Asian society, the Indian societies and all were very much at the lower level than the European civilization? Because he thought that before the coming of the Britishers के आने से पहले Hindu and Muslim despots, despots means the cruel, despots means cruel ruler. इन ब्रिटिशर्स के आने से पहले हिंदू और मुस्लिम के जो क्रूअल रूलर्स थे वो रूल करते थे कंट्री को. Religious intolerance, caste taboos and superstitious practices dominated. और उस समय जब ये हिंदू और मुस्लिम रूल था बिफोर द कमिंग ऑफ द ब्रिटिशर्स, उस समय रिलीजियस इंटॉलरेंस था. रिलीजियस इंटॉलरेंस मीन्स लोग एक दूसरे के रिलीजन्स को इम्पोर्टेंस नहीं देते थे, एक दूसरे के रिलीजन्स को रिस्पेक्ट शो नहीं करते थे. कास्ट टैबूज मीन्स द बैन made by the social caste and all. Caste में जो restrictions थे, do nots, we can say, DO, nots. जो caste taboos थे, restrictions थे, वो बहुत ज्यादा थे कि आपको ये काम करना है, आप इस कास्ट में हो तो आपको ये काम करना है, ये काम नहीं करना है. इस टाइप के restrictions बहुत थे. बहुत सारे superstitious practices थे जो कि उस वक्त इंडियन सोसाइटी में डोमिनेट कर रहे थे और सोशल लाइफ में डोमिनेट कर रहे थे उस वक्त जब हिंदू और मुस्लिम रूलर्स का रूल था बिफोर द कमिंग ऑफ द ब्रिटिशर्स. सो दिस वाज द थिंकिंग ऑफ द Mill, that European society was much higher level of civilization than the Asian societies. Then British rule, Mill felt, could civilize India. Now, Mill also felt that only British rule, the coming of British rule only can civilize India. Civilize India means वो ही educate कर सकता है इंडिया को, ये सब superstitions, caste taboos और इन सब से बाहर निकाल सकता है. To do this, it was necessary to introduce the यूरोपियन मैनर्स, आर्ट्स, इंस्टीट्यूशन एंड लॉज इन इंडिया. और ये सब हटाने के लिए मीन्स टू ब्रिंग आउट द इंडियन सोसाइटीज फ्रॉम religious intolerance, caste taboos, superstitions, and all, to make Indian society more civilized. The rule of European means the rule of Britishers was necessary, and it was necessary to introduce the European manners, आर्ट्स, इंस्टीट्यूशन एंड लॉज इन इंडिया. इसीलिए वो जेम्स मिल चाहते थे कि जो यूरोप के जो कल्चर है, जो लॉज है, वो यहाँ पर भारतवर्ष में लाया जाए. मिल in fact suggested that the British should conquer all the territories in India to ensure the enlightenment and happiness of Indian people. And then Mill ने also suggestion दिया कि ब्रिटिशर्स शुड कॉन्कर, ब्रिटिश को कॉन्कर कर लेना चाहिए. कॉन्कर मीन्स विजय प्राप्त कर लेनी चाहिए सारी टेरिटरीज पे, सारी इंडियन टेरिटरीज पे, सो दैट इंडियन पीपल कैन बिकम हैप्पी एंड एनलाइटनमेंट मीन्स उनकी नॉलेज इम्प्रूव हो और उनको एक तरीके से वो खुश रह सके. For India was not capable of progress without British help. So this was the intention, or this was the suggestion given by the Mill, that if India could make progress, Indians can make progress only under the British help only. अगर Britishers help करेंगे, British rule होगा, तभी India progress कर सकेगा. Otherwise, India will remain in the hands of Hindu and Muslim despots rule, and they will not be able to make progress. They will not be able to come out from the caste taboos and all. So in this idea of in history, British rule represented all the forces of progress and civilization. So according to Mill, that represented British rule का मतलब होता वहां पर था कि एक तरीके से प्रोग्रेस और civilization for Indians, to bring progress and civilization for Indians. That was the British rule. Now the period before British rule was one of the darkness, but when James Mill said that the coming of the British was the progress and civilization for the Indians. But then also we say that British rule was one of the darkness. एक तरीके से अंधेरा ब्रिटिश रूल को पीरियड ऑफ डार्कनेस कहा जाता है, रूल ऑफ डार्कनेस कहा जाता है. क्यों रूल ऑफ डार्कनेस कहा जाता है? कैन सच कंसेप्शन बी एक्सेप्टेड टुडे? क्या ये कंसेप्शन आज के संदर्भ में एक्सेप्ट किया जा सकता है? Now we will read further. Why? Because under British rule also, we will see further in this that under British rule also, the people were not fully getting fully independence or free, or they were not enjoying the freedom and equality under the British rule also. And that is why British rule was one of the darkness for the Indians. I hope till here it is clear. So in any case, can we refer any period of history as Hindu or Muslim? Did not a variety of faiths exist simultaneously in these periods? So the question arises, when James Mill divided our Indian history into three, Hindu, Muslim and British period, then we talk about Hindu and Muslim rule. So हम ये दिमाग में हमारे ये question arise होता है कि क्या उस वक्त सिर्फ हिंदू और मुस्लिम लोग ही प्रेजेंट थे उस पर्टिकुलर टाइम पीरियड में? ऑल अदर रिलीजन्स वर नॉट देयर, ओनली द रूलर्स ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर टाइम वाज ओनली देयर? क्या वो सिर्फ रूलर्स ही थे, हिंदू हिंदू रूलर्स ही थे जो हिंदू पीरियड में रूल कर रहे थे, मुस्लिम रूलर्स ही थे जो मुस्लिम रूल कर रहे थे? क्या और कोई लोग वहां पर नहीं थे, लोग जिस पे वो रूल कर रहे थे अलग रिलीजन के? there were other religions people also existing at that time. So to do so, it is to suggest that the lives and practices of others do not really matter. और वो इसीलिए इनको हिंदू और मुस्लिम रूल के लिए बोला जाता है, because the life of people of other religions were not so much given importance at that time. जैसे हमने पढ़ा अभी, religious intolerance था. So when Hindu rule was there, the rulers of Hindu period was there, so Hindu rulers did not give importance to other religion people. And when Muslim rule came, the Muslim rulers did not give importance to the life and to the people of other religions. And that is why they had divided, James Mill had divided the period into Hindu and Muslim. So we should not also remember that even rulers in the ancient India did not share all the same faith. जो ancient India में past में जो लोग रहते थे, उनका similar faith नहीं था, similar belief नहीं था, similar religion नहीं था, अलग अलग religion के लोग रहते थे वहां पर. So moving away from British classification, historians have usually divided Indian history into ancient, medieval, and modern. Now, moving away from Hindu, Muslim, and British history, our further historians had divided the Indian history into ancient, medieval, and modern. Now this division also has its problem. इस division में भी बहुत सी problems थी. It is the periodization that is borrowed from the West, where the modern period was associated with the growth of forces of modernity. अब जब modern period की बात करते हैं, तो as soon as the word modern, modern word means the force of science, coming of the science, technology, democracy, liberty, and equality. So when we say the term modern for the British period, we can't say that really it was a period of liberty and equality, because in this period of British period, we can't say that it is a modern period, because Indian people were still not having liberty and equality. Liberty means freedom or equality. Britishers के पास नहीं था, and as this term is taken into consideration for modern Indian society, तो modern के लिए हम ये British के लिए use नहीं कर सकते. That is why this term of classification, ancient, medieval, and modern, is also having the problem. So medieval was the term used to describe the society where these features of modern society did not exist. Modern society में जब हम medieval period की बात करते हैं, तो that means the features, yeah, the science, reason, democracy, liberty, these features were not present in the medieval period. And can we uncritically accepted this characterization of modern period to describe the period of our study? As you will see in this book, under British rule, people did not have equality and फ्रीडम पीपल लोगों के पास इंडियन पीपल के पास इक्वालिटी और फ्रीडम नहीं था इसीलिए ये भी जो पीरियडाइजेशन किया गया है एज एंशियंट मिडीवियल एंड मॉडर्न ये भी गलत होगा आई होप टिल हियर इट इज क्लियर we will continue so many historians therefore refer to this period as colonial जो ये लास्ट मॉडर्न पीरियड है इसको काफी historians colonial period के नाम से जानते हैं colonial period means British period. So I come to an end today here only. In our next class, whenever we'll meet, we'll start with a new topic. That is, what does the word colonial mean? Clear? So read till here and come in our next class. I'm going to ask questions based on these, whatever we have understood today. And then we are going to continue with the next. Clear? So that's all for today. Thank you.